Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, leftoids are angry again. I know it's freaking Groundhog Day, the same thing every single day. Question is, what is it this time that has lefties so outraged? What is it that frustrates Democrats beyond belief? What is the thing that they hate most? Of course, it's a fair democracy, real democracy, even though they keep going on and on about mud democracy, and free speech. Democrats are blowing a freaking fuse on this one because, get this, CNN has decided that since Donald Trump is running for president and he's the clear Republican frontrunner, that they should do a town hall with him. Leftoids are screeching, the reaction is exactly what it always is. Because Donald Trump, as a presidential candidate, is going to be given a platform to speak. Can't make this stuff up as usual. The fascist left is at it again. Let me show you guys what's going on. Let's have a conversation. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so CNN has officially announced a town hall with Donald Trump. And where do we go to get a distillation of the leftist reaction to this type of news? Nowhere else than the crazy house that is ABC's The View, the worst show on TV. Take a look.
What is the point of this new town hall that he's doing? And did we learn nothing from Les Moonves saying bad for the country, but great for the network?
When someone shows you who they are, you believe them.
Don't say that.
When you show that you are an insurrectionist, that you're a liar, that you're a bigot, that you're a racist,
Sexist.
that you're sexist, that you're twice impeached, that you are currently a criminal defendant and likely to be a criminal defendant in 2 other jurisdictions.
Yeah.
I know everything I need.
And you
then you grab women by their I know everything I need to know about you.
But
right? And so I don't think you, just to put a button on it, I don't think that you give that type of person a platform.
The first time the media gave him a pass, we didn't know what he was really about.
We knew.
And
I'm just going to make this
nobody
point. I
fact-checked
find it extraordinary that a guy who had such vitriolic response to that network and networks that were not kissing his behind, that he is now going on these networks and saying, hey, here's who I am.
Yeah.
I find it interesting, man.
And so that right there is essentially the summation, although albeit a little bit tame. The left on Twitter is going absolutely nuts over this. And my reaction is what it usually is in situations like this. What is wrong with these people? What happened to the left? This is exactly why I always say I will never accept being lectured to by a leftist on the issue of democracy. You cannot have democracy without freedom of speech, and you certainly can't have democracy without open forums of discussion. Leftoids want to have democracy, but only for themselves. In other words, leftoids want fascism, Democrat Party state authoritarianism. We're allowed to have platforms, we're allowed to speak openly, but our political opponents are not granted the same privileges. That definitely doesn't sound like democracy. They love to talk about election interference. They went on and on during 4 years of Donald Trump talking about Russian interference. They fearmongered about the topic throughout the entire 2020 election cycle. Yet again, the only people who are interfering in elections are Democrats. Let's definitely not have a conversation about Zuckerbucks. Let's definitely not have a conversation about pre-Elon Musk Twitter. Democrats want control over the flow of information. They want to ban their political opponents, ban their political rivals. They want to censor their speech. They want to algorithmically manipulate these platforms so that leftist propaganda is promoted and conservative values are suppressed. And they want to control and intimidate news organizations. They want news organizations to act like this infamous Rachel Maddow clip from, I think, over a month ago. Or actually, I'm looking at the date now, exactly a month ago.
Is making remarks tonight from his home in Florida. As far as we can tell, and what we were prepared for here is that this is basically a campaign speech in which he is repeating his same lies and allegations against his perceived enemies. It is just getting started. So far, he's just giving his normal list of grievances. We don't consider that necessarily newsworthy, and there's a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. So our deal with you is that we will monitor these remarks. If he does say anything newsworthy, we will turn them around and report on that right away. But for now, just know that it's happening and we're not taking it.
They want the media to censor Donald Trump, to control narratives, to control the flow of information, rather than engage in open dialogue. For both sides to be able to speak openly so the American people can be informed and make an informed decision, literally anything but that, because they know that truth is the world's greatest disinfectant. And of course, as we know, truth is the greatest threat to leftist establishment power. I mean, personally, I don't get how it's an issue at all. Here's the Warner Bros. CEO on the topic of Donald Trump appearing at a CNN town hall.
Because I want to talk about CNN, and I want to talk about the cable news wars and what's happening. Former President Trump is going to be on CNN?
Yeah, he should be. He should be. All voices should be heard on
David
CNN.
Andrew, you going to watch Trump on CNN?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? He's the front runner. He has to be on.
He has to be.
We're happy that.
Yeah. Well, the last guy wouldn't have put him on, probably, even if he was the front runner.
Any rational, sane, normal human being would listen to that and probably simply agree, immediately. There's really not much else to it, but the left will see something like that and essentially blow a fuse and lose their ish. That's not normal. That's not normal behavior. These constant temper tantrums, this obsessive control freak behavior that the American people don't deserve to just have an unfiltered view of what candidates are saying, that they're not smart enough to make their own decisions, but rather that leftists and leftist organizations should be making those decisions for them, should be policing what is allowed thought, what is allowed rhetoric. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. It's frankly unacceptable, but it's also the norm. The irony is that the Democrat Party is totally undemocratic. Even now, going into the next election cycle within their own party, Joe Biden has challengers. When an incumbent president has challengers, when his seat is being challenged, there should be a debate. Again, an open discussion, the democratic process, let the best man or woman win. The Democrat Party doesn't believe in democracy.
The sitting president of the United States of America is a Democrat that would like to run for re-election, so much so that he has declared a re-election campaign. Right. In that case, the Democratic National Committee will not facilitate a primary process. There will be no debate stage for Bobby Kennedy, Marianne Williamson, or anyone else to stand on.
So we're going to have another Bobby Kennedy in an empty chair in the debate, right?
There will be no debate.
No, they don't believe in democracy. They believe that the DNC makes the decision for you. Kennedy Jr. is pulling some incredible numbers, 19% support during the early stages of his announcement. That's more than enough to justify a primary process. And on top of that, Joe Biden's obviously a weak, wounded animal. His own party doesn't even want him. A literal majority of Democrats don't want to see Joe Biden run for office again. That's the will of the people. In other words, democracy. But Democrats don't want to hear anything about democracy. They make the decisions and the peasants follow. My democracy. My election interference. Anyways, you guys get it. These people suck. If you have a D next to your name, don't ever talk to me about democracy ever again. And that's pretty much the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys feel like joining us here. Of course, you know that we'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.